Scotty B.
It's sports talk with Scotty Burrell.
Either you can't or you don't want.
It's sports talk with Scotty Burrell.
We go hard in the paint, homeboy, you better bring it. Sports talk, a conversation with Coach Scotty Burrell. Either you can't or you don't want. Now, here's your host, Coach Scotty Burrell.
All right, welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Coach Scotty Burrell. Man, I like to say either you can't or you don't want. Very, very special day here in Cecilia, man. It's Brent Gordon Jr. Day, man. Everybody, welcome to Polks, live at Polks. It's a special edition of Sports Talk. Once again, it's Brent Gordon Jr. Day. Man, we're celebrating hometown hero, former Cecilia Bulldog, state runner-up, state champion, and now making a lot of noise as a freshman, as a cornerback on the UL Raging Cajun football team. Man, his big game last week as he sealed the victory with an interception, his first career interception, to give the Cajuns a bowl contender game victory to attend the bowl, Ladies and gentlemen, Sports Talk fans, welcome Brent Gordon Jr. All right, Brent, welcome to Sports Talk, brother. Man, watch you grow up as a young man. I work at the school at Cecilia High School. Since the first day I met you, I always thought you was a class act. So congratulations to all that you have accomplished so far. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good for sure.
So how was the change of pace from high school to college football?
It's a lot faster. You know, going out there, especially as a freshman, you're seeing a lot more talent out there. It's not just, you're not gonna have somebody that's not really putting their all into it. They all got their own reason and why they going hard too. So I feel like the pace is definitely faster.
Well, before we really dive into football and dive into the journey you have and the path you have gotten across, let's tell everybody a little bit about you besides football. Who is Brent Gordon Jr.? Tell them a little bit about you.
A little bit about Brent Gordon. For sure, the first thing you'll probably know me for is playing football, but outside of football, I just like to chill, sleep, and just work out. Really, that's pretty much all I really do.
Man, hey, that sounds like a great life when you're a college athlete. Man, we're live here at Polks, 2685 Grand Point Highway. If you want to call and all that, you play lunches, call at 337-454-6279. We are live at Polks here in Cecilia Henderson, I like to say. And sometimes they say, bro, Brent, don't ask me why, huh? All right, man, listen. Great journey, got a chance, like I mentioned, to watch you grow up as a young man, working here at Cecilia High School with you guys. Thought you was outstanding. What does it feel like to be back home in Cecilia, to be honored here at what people don't know, at your own mom's restaurant? So how amazing is that, in your opinion?
It's really amazing, you know, in college, especially playing football, the busy schedule, I'm not really able to see them as much, even though I'm not too far away. So just being able to come back and see them, it feels real good.
Absolutely, man. Joe, I know you missed that cooking, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Coach got you on the strict diet anyway. You sneak in the red bean every now and then, huh? I'm not going to tell Coach if you're not watching, I didn't give him the red bean. Mama did that, he snuck that in. When you look back at your high school days, what moment stands out the most?
Probably winning the state championship for sure. I know me and the guys, we worked hard for it, you know, especially after the loss the season prior. Probably just that moment and the electric feeling of just winning the whole thing overall.
Absolutely, man. I got a chance to cry with you, and I got a chance to smile with you guys on both of those occasions. So I felt what you guys felt, believe it or not. So how did losing that particular championship motivate you guys going into the next season to win it the next year? How did you get motivated?
The motivation really came from that feeling. You know, the feeling of going so hard all season and just for it to come to an L, and it's not a good feeling that it left us with. And we just we use that as our fuel and to make sure that we come 10 times harder the next season to make sure we come on the opposite side and get the dub.
So you kept that on your mind for that many months, huh?
Nah, for sure.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. So what did winning the state title the next year mean to you and your teammates by accomplishing that?
I mean, it meant a lot for sure. You know, it just felt like all the hard work paid off, especially to our community. You know, we ain't won one since 95, I believe.
Yeah, about that time.
Yeah, so just to bring that back, it was just a good feeling.
Who has influenced you the most in your football journey growing up?
Probably, most definitely my family for sure. I feel like every single individual play a part in that, you know, seeing them and what all they go through. And I feel like me playing football and really getting them together and just, man, like.
Yeah, I hear you have an entourage and you're out there in Cajun Field, so I understand what you mean. It brings togetherness, and sometimes the family need a smile, and you are that light of sun that brings them together on Saturday afternoon to make them smile. Because I mean, you know how close I am with your family, with your mom, and she lights up when she talks about you. So you're an amazing young man, not only in her eyes but our eyes also. Hey, once again, we're live at 2685 Grand Point Highway at Polks. Man, some of the best plate lunches. If you hadn't tried any, be sure you bring your pillow, because man, it's bedridden after that. It's the greatest plate lunches on the side of the bayou down at Polks. Here at 2685 Grand Point Highway. Don't forget, you can call in at 337-454-6279. We're here. It's Brent Gordon Day, ladies and gentlemen. Former state champion, former Cecilia Bulldog, now Raging Cajun, outstanding cornerback as a freshman. Brent, how was it, man, running out these tunnels on these big venues? You know, a lot of people don't realize, I've got a chance to coach you one year in high school, went out to basketball coach, and I used to tell you all these stories. It's going to be an amazing time. Was I right?
Yeah.
How did you feel? We all got that feeling. Did you get the feeling like, man, I think I need to use the restroom? But that's just nerve.
Yeah. I feel like going down the tunnel, like, it's just a different feeling, like a different level of electric. Honestly, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just an out of the world experience, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give one day to play a game of college ball. I always say I had the opportunity, but it's another day, another story. But like you said, it's electrifying. I bet you must have said, look up in the sky and said, man, I made it. Look where I'm at. Yeah,
sure.
It's a surreal moment, man. It happens, man. College transition, man. What was the biggest adjustment moving forward from high school football to the college level? You kind of touched on that in the opening, but what was the biggest adjustment moving forward?
Probably most definitely just getting comfortable with the new players and teammates and coaching staff. You know, going in there as a freshman, you don't really know everybody. So I feel like that was probably just the biggest adjustment for me, just getting in a new environment and just getting adjusted to that.
But you earned the respect of your teammates so quickly. How did that come about to earn their respect?
I feel that come about them noticing how hard I was actually working and the grit that I had as a freshman. You know, coming in there, they had some moments where I was able to talk with them, and I was just saying like my goals and what I wanted to accomplish for the team, and they see that I wasn't all talk and that I was really about what I was saying, and they just really liked that.
Well, it basically sounds like you earned their respect from them and vice versa. So, hey, it shows. Look at you on the field as a freshman, man, as outstanding. Well, what was your welcome to college football moment, you would say?
I mean, probably getting scored on, honestly. That's probably it.
Say it again.
Getting scored on.
Okay, so that was the moment. Like, wow, this is college football at its best.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you know, I like to say we in a small circuit when we play high school football here or any sports, and people don't realize that we're in a small little circle. When we get out there, it's big time. Everybody's your size, everybody's a little bigger or just as fast or just as good as you are. So it's a big difference, Justin. How has it been playing under the UL defensive staff and learning their system, in your opinion?
I mean, honestly, I feel like playing for them, it allowed me to see and notice things about myself that I haven't before. Being there with those guys, especially because they brought me in and they were willing to work with me. You know, they was able to help me get better and for the team and for myself, really. And I feel like just being a part of that and just the feeling like.
Well, I can see it in your face, man. And we're once again, we're so proud of you here in the area, and I know I speak for a lot of them at Cecilia High School. We're so proud of you just to see you and a lot of the other ones go on to be successful young men in whatever you decide to do. So that always tell everybody, hey, it's not where you started, where you finished, and that's the goal. So what part of your game has improved to you the most?
I'd probably say my IQ and my vision for the game. I know getting more reps and just allowing to be out there almost every snap, it allows you to see things that you haven't seen before and just being more knowledgeable about the game.
So you feel that you have brought, is it a major difference from, I know it's a silly question, but is it a major difference from high school because there's more schemes to learn, am I correct?
Yeah, for sure. You can't really go out there and just freelance. Like, even though, like in high school, you could be one of the best ones and you could just kind of freelance and still make a play. Like, in college, you can't really do that.
So if you're listening, young men out there, there's a lot to learn from this guy here. He's on the field as a freshman. A lot of them cannot say as a freshman they have walked on a deep Division I program and got an opportunity, had opportunities, but didn't make the best of it to get a start. How'd you, when Coach called you in and said, you're going to get that start, what went through your mind and how did you feel?
I feel like in that moment, I was on some I can't mess this up type of timing, and I'm going to show them why I deserve to be here. I just felt like I couldn't mess it up, and I just felt like my opportunity was being handed to me, and I just got to take advantage of it.
So that you did. You mentioned that you wrote down your goals and you spoke to the team about it. Would you share some of those goals with the fans?
I mean, the goals I really said to them was really just to help them win as much games as we can. You know, I just want to be out there and ball with them, to be honest.
All right. If I'm correct, it was game 2 of the season you got your first start. Am I correct?
Game 3.
Game 3. Okay. Getting on the field before the first snap, what went through Brent Gordon's mind, and then after that first tackle or first pass deflection, how did it feel?
I mean, my first official start was against Missouri, so.
Oh, that was big time.
Yeah, for sure. My mindset was really just, I was kind of nervous at the beginning because, you know, it's a bigger stage for sure, and it's my first official start. So I was just kind of nervous, but after I got my first tackle, I was just like, I could do this. You know, it ain't nothing that I can't do about it it ain't something that I doubt myself for, and I was just I can do it.
Well, it's funny though, we've been saying that for 4 years. When I saw you play, I've actually mentioned it to Mom. I'm like, this kid is going to play on Saturdays. He's going to play D1 football because some of the things you've done. You know, as a former coach, we look at certain parts of the game that a lot of people don't recognize. You know, most people look at runs and catches and who scores many touchdowns or what have you, but the intangibles of the respective sports makes a difference. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brent Gordon Jr. We're here live at Polks, 2685 Grand Point Highway. Once again, some of the best plate lunches on this side of the bayou. Don't forget, give her a call at 337-454-6279. And I've had it, ladies and gentlemen, some of the best, especially her lasagna. I love the lasagna. So come on out, give her a call. She's open every day, 7 days a week. Sun up to sundown, I like to say. If you want a good meal, call Polks here in Henderson. So Brent, man, how does it feel to be home around your friends and family, the people that love you the most? How does it feel?
I mean, like I said, it's just a real good feeling. You know, I don't really get to see them that much as I used to. Even though we're 20 minutes away, if he feeling like I don't be seeing him in months, kind of. So I kind of really see him on FaceTime. That's really my time to see him. But just being here with the family, it feels real good.
Well, thank you for having us here. Thank you for joining us, man. I'm glad we have an opportunity to do that. But people don't know that also you have a brother that's on the Raising Cajun staff, and that's my guy. I love him to death. Why don't you introduce your brother? Tell him his name, and let's talk about your brother a little bit. How good of a relationship that is.
My brother Malachi LeBlanc, it's a real good relationship. You know, we be at practice, climbing around almost every day. You know, he be on the scout helping the defense and just helping around overall. And I feel like it's real good just to have somebody close.
Yeah, it is.
In that type of environment, you know, especially being away from home.
Well, you know how much there's a blessing. You know how many people cannot say, well, I played on the same football team with my brother or relative, but just to have your brother there on the staff, I know it makes it's a little sense of relief, but like you said, you get to see a piece of home.
Yeah.
And that's him, and then y'all get to grow up together. And I think that's amazing. That's why I wanted to mention that. And we're going to bring Mom in here for a minute. And where's Mom at? Mom, come on in for a minute. We're going to bring Mom in. She's going to come on that side, Mom. We're going to bring you in. Once again, we're here at Polks in Henderson with Brent Gordon Day. We wanted to share this moment with Brent from Sports Talk. And we're going to bring in Miss Polk, but it's Tamika Jonay Gordon. She's the reason for this great food. She's the person that does all the cooking here. Ms. Donette, welcome to Sports Talk. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming here and making this day special.
Well, it is. You know, just being here with him is special for me. I always told you have an outstanding young man and love him to death. I texted him a couple of times during the season. But let's tell him a little bit about Polks before we get started. Tell him about the delicious food and when you're open and when they can come on by and grab something to eat.
Polks is 2685 Grand Point Highway, Brookridge. We're open from 10:30 to 2:30 and then again at 4:30 until we sell out. Monday through Friday. Friday is seafood day. We sell different seafood on Fridays. We have short orders as well. We sell boudin, homemade boudin. Like I said, we're trying to stick as close to scratch homemade stuff as possible. We're here trying to build our restaurant. It's kind of hard sometimes, you know, because everybody here in Cecilia cooks, so we try to do as close to home cooked meals as possible. As long as the red doors are open, we're open. We're here. We're ready to serve you. Folks always cooking with heart, serving with soul. And we would like to invite anybody that is hungry or away from home. We're here at Polks.
All right.
You can call in your order as well.
Once again, come on through. I've had some of that food from burgers to lasagna. Love the lasagna. So it's Brent Gordon Day, it's your son. Man, growing up, did you ever envision like, wow, I'm gonna have a Division I college athlete running through there? Growing up, what was Brent like?
Yeah, I could see him doing it. He always was a fighter. Like he always played with Malachi Mullen and the rest of the bigger guys. He was much smaller than them, but he always had the heart of them, their size. So he would always be out there with them, running, you know, trying to learn as much as he could learn. So yeah, I could see him going a lot further than what he is. You know, I tell him to just keep God first in all that he does and acknowledge him and let God lead him. You know, don't be easily persuaded by the little things. Be moved by God, you know, because it's very important in that entity that you hear from God yourself and have that relationship. Amen. And to be an example.
Amen. You know, in the old way, we like to say, what goes up, come down.
Yes.
That's what the old folks used to say. I'm telling y'all my age, but I'm good with that. But no, that's what it is. But I understand what you're saying. You know, keep God first and everything's going to be fine. So journey started? How old when he started playing football? How old was he?
Brent was like about 7 years old. He he first started in the yard. We always had a whole bunch of kids in the yard playing and running and stuff like that. And then he came home one day and he said, "Mom, I want to play football. Somebody saying they playing football." I said, "Who's the somebody?" He said, "My friends." I said, "You gonna play?" "Yes, ma'am." And then that's how it started. He's been playing ever since. We travel with him too, and just different stages of it.
Well, what people don't know, Tamika was an exceptional athlete too in her high school days here at Cecilia High School. Since I've been working, I got a chance to research and see some of your name on some of the boards on the wall. So I know that you're an outstanding athlete. So we just wanted to have you come out and just let's share something about Brent that nobody knows.
I would say that Brent he has a broad character. You know, he kind of keep himself low key and humble, but if you catch him by himself, he's very silly, goofy. You know, he always cracking jokes. You know,
I never saw that side.
Oftentimes people don't see, but there's a lot. If you're personal with him, you will get to see that side. He's very caring. You know, he always wondering or considering other people's feelings. You know, and you know, just try to be as helpful as possible. You know, he's very smart. He's very wise. I think like a lot of times people don't know that because he often give that seriousness.
Yeah, he's very serious.
You know, serious face, but he's very, very humorous. You know, he likes to make people laugh, believe it or not.
I didn't see that side of you though, Brent. I haven't seen that side. I've always seen that football side. Very serious, very focused on where his goals are. I gotta get that side of him. So, you have a funny story you can tell us about? Look, you look about not that one. Maybe the other one?
No, I mean, every time we together, he oftentimes do silly things, you know, like he'll catch you off guard with some stuff you're not even thinking about, and then you be like, what? You know, but he always, you know, when we go on vacation, you know, we really get to see him like relax,
right? You
know, because he often has to be serious, you know, and I don't know, he just always playing with his little brother. Like he plays jokes with Brenton most of the time, and you know, just I don't know, he's just a family-oriented type of person, you know. So I think, you know, just that says a lot, because to go where he going, he has to always know that, you know, family is first, and that, you know, you have to always be mindful and considerate of them, you know. So I think Brent he's an ordinary guy. I tell him he's a Philippians 4:13 kind of guy. You know, he do all things through Christ, you know. So he always try to extend that to other people, you know, the importance of why and to study. He's always observing things though.
That makes the person's mind even broader. You know, he touched on about how football has brought the family together in unity. How has football brought your family together? I know it's Brandon, like everybody, but he said it in a sentimental way. In your words, how has it brought your family together?
I told him that.
Okay.
I did tell him that. I told him, I said, you know, you never know your purpose and why. But for us in our family, I find that him playing football, his dad and I got a lot closer, you know, as far as our relationship and our time together, because I'm always all over the place. And so that was one of the huge things in our marriage that, you know, I could say, and I could be thankful to Brent for, is that the intimacy time, as far as he and I just being alone and being able to really talk, his dad and I, and really, you know, like put things into perspective as far as, you know, what we want to do, and growing together, and being a part of something. Like he said the other day, he said, Mom, I remember, you know, because I was telling him that, and he said, Mom, I remember one time before we got our house, we was at Granny, and y'all was fussing, and I tried to set the table together, and Daddy started fussing at me, and said, we laughed at it now. We laughed at it now.
You could tell that story.
But then, when you look at it, it probably hadn't worked that moment. You know, it's kind of like, that moment it probably fell through, but look how much it did in the end.
Yes.
So it's not about when you pray for something, or when you want something, or when you expect something. It's about, it's perfect timing for God.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Amen. So the seed was planted. So yeah, Brent, I would say, you know, it really helped my family as far as even Marlon, him going to wanting to do better things, you know. So I think Brent have a part to play that he probably really didn't think about. But I thank God for that moment, because then, like I tell him, you know, like for myself, I had to look at me too to make it better. So I think Brent.
That's when they say unity, when they say it take a village to do something, that's what she's implying. But wonderful story, because thank you for sharing it. Because a lot of people wouldn't share something as personal as that, but I think it's for people to understand where she's coming from, that sometimes you need something to just hold on to. And with him being on that football journey, that was something everybody could grasp to, and look at the ride you have. It's remarkable. I mean, every time I hear talk to Mom, she's on a plane this way or on a car ride this way. So we wanted to bring you in to share a little bit about Brent and his journey. Of course, Dad is Brent Sr. He's a little busy right now, but we'll get him on the next time. But we wanted to just bring in his mom to share where that journey began. Because this is Brent Gordon Jr. Day today, ladies and gentlemen. This is for him. I hope you're enjoying it so far. But Tamika, thank you. Anything else you want to share with Brent before I go back to him?
I just want to, you know, tell Brent, you know, like I said, you know, this journey is very serious, and one mess up could mess up the entire thing. So it's very, very important that you choose your walk wisely, and that you let God lead you. You know, like stay covered under the blood, because, you know, the blood is what destroys all yokes. So if you walking in that, you know, the trials, the tribulations, and all of that may come, but it ain't gonna prosper, because God has already ordained those steps if you follow Him. So I just think if moving forward, whatever journey you have, you make sure that God is leading you in that journey. You know, don't be easily moved by the material things, because those things will come, but they also could get away. And they also could get in the way of where you're trying to go. So that should never be your focus. Your focus should be God, and your walk for other people is very important. That your walk is not just for you, but it's for other people, and that you be considered of them in your walk. And that means your actions and your delivery. That you stay in that mentor place. That somebody can say, oh, I want to be like Brent. And could identify, not only want to be with you, but be like you, but could identify why they want to be like you. And let that be a good seed. So that would be my advice to you.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to carry you and be with me on my show everywhere I go. You got some words of wisdom. I love that. No, but I understand what you're saying, and I believe he's in the right direction with this journey. So people that are going to see this or watch it later on understand what she's saying. First of all, this is coming from a mother of a college athlete. And I know there are tons of mothers out there that have a future college athlete or have a college athlete. It's just the words of advice, because basically, once again, what goes up can come down quickly.
Yes.
So understand what she's saying. It's just, I hope you get the message. We're not going to break it down too deep, but we want to thank you. And I'm going to go back to Brent. Love you. Appreciate you. Hey, man, this is Miss Polk right here, Polks, Grand Point Highway, 2685. 337-454-6279. Some of the best plate lunches on this side of the bayou. We got former and now current head coach in the building, Coach Cody Champagne and Cecilia Bulldog. Cody, All right, and his boys, man. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm Coach Scotty here at Polks. It's Brent Gordon Day, man. I'm with Sports Talk here. My guy Perry stood on the behind the scenes on the camera. Brent, once again, thank you for joining us here. Man, let's fast forward. State runner-up, state championship. Walk onto the college scene. You get your starting third game. You go on your teeth up right around under 500, but you got an opportunity to win a couple of more games, get yourself into bowl contender. What was the message from your head coach, and what was the message to your team from you? And I'm like, wow. How did your teammates react after that game?
I mean, everybody was happy. Everybody was lit on the sideline. Everybody was dapping me up. We was dancing on the sideline. We just having a good time.
Did you get one of the big chains to put on?
Oh, nah. I was too very busy dancing.
I always see everybody either got a chain or why the basketball goal on the sideline? Not y'all. Y'all don't have a basketball goal.
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I've seen a couple of other college teams, but I'm like, they're going to bring a basketball goal on the sideline to dunk a basketball after the game. All right. Okay, I like that. But it's part of the game. What did it mean to you to secure a bowl appearance as a freshman for your football team?
I mean, it means a lot, you know, coming in and hearing all these senior stories, you know, and especially just hearing from them and seeing the amount of effort that they put into the game and what they do for the team. I mean, just being able to secure that, you know, because this year didn't really go how we really wanted to, but just secure that extra game for them, another game for us to go out there together and ball, is good, a good feeling.
Well, yeah, your seniors should applaud you for that. I know it was outstanding, and that's what when they say a team is all about. You know, it's not just for you; it's for everybody that paved the way before you and the ones that's coming after you. Did you feel that that moment might have changed your confidence or your mindset moving forward?
I mean, I'm pretty confident. Wow, I'm really confident every single time I step on the field. Moments like that, I feel like it really don't boost my confidence or anything. I just feel like moments like that is just a satisfied relief of I'm out here doing the thing, you know?
Right, right. So I want to ask you this question myself. I mean, from my, I'm gonna go off course for a second. The level of play. I just want to know personally, is it a big difference in the level of play when you say, I'm on that playing, you played at Missouri, that was SEC, you played the Sun Belt, and you played the lesser conference. How, in your opinion, how different of the level are they about? One or two notches different, or it's a big difference going to the SEC team than playing the Sun Belt? Give your perspective on that.
I mean, honestly speaking on that, I don't feel like it's any difference really, you know, it's all still football at the end of the day. It's just different guys in a different uniform, and that's just how I feel, to be honest.
I used to say that too. I said, man, the only thing is the stadium is a little bigger than the norm, but the guys are still playing football. The game is not going to change or anything like that. So I've always said that too. So, but I just wanted to ask that question myself. A lot of people holler, well, it's SEC and Sun Belt and SWAC and all this difference. But man, an athlete's gonna be an athlete no matter what level he plays, in my opinion. Maybe he just doesn't get that opportunity to play on the SEC level, but probably can. That happens a lot. If you don't have enough scholarship for the best ones anyway. That happens a lot. All right, we're live here at Polks in Henderson, 2685 Grand Point Highway. I'm Coach Scotty Burrell with Sports Talk. It's Brent Gordon Day, man, here at Polks in Henderson, man. Having a great conversation with this young man. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. He's an outstanding young man. Man, Brent, personal growth and goals, man. What are you most proud of from your freshman season so far?
From my freshman season, I'm just most proud of how I was able to add value to the team. Really go out there and just show that I deserve to be out there. I feel like that's my biggest thing.
How did you balance being a student and an athlete for your first year in college? How did you balance both of them?
I feel like I balanced it really well. You know, my classes are kind of early in the morning and practice is usually afternoon. So I feel like I was able to schedule out my days and my weeks really well. And it really did fit me well. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you majoring in? Have you decided?
I'm majoring in business management.
Okay. So what are your personal goals for the future?
My personal goal is really just to be better the next year than I was before. I mean, I go by day, you know what I'm saying? What can you do better tomorrow than you did yesterday?
Amen, I like that. What advice would you give a young athlete or young athletes in Cecilia who wants to follow and Brent Gordon footsteps?
The advice that I would get is definitely just to grind, keep God first for sure. And it's all going to pay off at the end, you know. Even when it seems like you're not really getting the attention that you think you deserve, there's always somebody that's watching you and really just, you know, everybody's story is different, you know.
Right, yeah, you know, but I always like to say, always touch someone. It's kind of what Mama was saying earlier. Always that seed, touch someone, because when you touch someone in life, you get it back. You see a little kid one day walk playing, or just in the store in a football uniform or football jersey, to reach out to him or her. They got kids that play both sports, and let them know that the dream is not impossible. You can always reach it. And believe it or not, you'll be surprised when you reach out to someone you don't know, how it feels even more gratifying and so on. So what does it mean to you to represent Cecilia and your family on the college stage?
I mean, it means a lot, you know. I feel like Cecilia and my family, you know, they go through things, we go through things that we don't really talk about in our everyday lives. And I just feel like me being from Cecilia and for my family, just doing what I'm doing on the field and just being able to be that blessing that gets them noticed even more, I feel like it's a good feeling.
Man, you represented Cecilia well over the 4 years you were here at Cecilia High School, and I could tell you're representing Cecilia well on the college level, because people do applaud you everywhere that your name is mentioned, that you know you're doing an outstanding job, and if people know sport, they man, you're starting on the college level as a freshman. So you're doing. Hey, Coach Cody, you want to give a word or two or no?
Oh yeah, man.
Well, come on now. We're gonna bring your former high school coach, Coach Cody Champagne, here to mess with you a little bit. You can bring the boys too if they want to come on out and smile with you out here. But man, what would you like sports talking to people to know about the future for Brent Gordon? Anything that you'd like to share with that type of coach with them?
I mean, I can say y'all can expect a lot more from me. I feel like it's always room for improvement, and I just feel like me being competitive as I am, I'm gonna do a lot more and better, and I'm just add more value to my team.
Well, we know you got value. You will be adding. We wish you the best of luck. We're gonna bring in head football coach, Cecilia Bulldogs, Coach Cody Champagne, who was the offensive coordinator in Brent's senior year when they won the state title together. Coach, how you doing, brother?
Great, doing great.
One of your old familiar faces,
Yeah,
man.
man, that's the 400. That's the 400.
Look at that, Mr. Look, let's share some stuff that people don't know about.
Look, and I think we do a great job of kind of highlighting our kids, and one of the things is, you know, I think when you go in our locker room, you see the list of the guys before you had with records and everything, and you know, right now he's at the top.
Oh, wow.
You know, Mr. 400 total tackles. So,
400 total.
yeah, he's up there, and you know, and I think when I was growing up, we saw those lists, and we wanted to break those records too. So it's great. It's something for our kids to look forward to. And, it's gonna be hard.
That's gonna be hard.
If somebody's gonna break that record, it's gonna be tough.
That's almost maybe 10 tackles a game. I remember one game we did on the radio, and we was at 20, and I'm unofficial. I'm just jotting down, and man, Mike was just, man, he's tackling everybody. just everywhere on the field, and Mike's getting more excited than I do, but no. So, Coach, you coached him for 4 years. When did you realize that, man, this kid could play at the next level?
I think we realized it right away that he could. I think it took him a couple games in that, you know, that he thought he could do it. And look, you know, by the end of his freshman year, he made one of the plays against Lakeshore to, you know, to kind of seal the win. Him and Diesel, 2 freshmen on the field, making the play. So he was one of the guys who, you know, in a big moment made a great play as a freshman. So I think we saw it right away, and then I think it took him a couple games in to realize that he could do it too.
Man, shoot, it's amazing, man. Like I said, in your mind, Cody, how special was this kid to succeed in football?
No, look, 2 years ago, he was one of the guys that was like, look, Coach, you got to do it. I want you to be offensive coordinator because we don't want nobody new here. We got something great going on. We just want you to continue it. And, you know, just hearing that from that guy and some of the other guys, it was special, and it made me really think about it. And, you know, I think part of why I'm sitting in this seat as the head coach now is because of those guys, because they believe in me to do it. They had my back, you know, all the way through the last play of the game. So, talking about his senior year. So.
Right. Man, that's the relationship y'all built with these guys. Like I said, working with you guys are amazing. I do work there at Cecilia High School with Coach Champagne and the crew. How much Coach Champagne has been to you guys while you were there, meant to you while you were there at Cecilia High School?
I mean, Coach Cody meant a lot to us for sure. I mean, he was always the motivator for us. Even when times was rough, he still kept us motivated through it all. You know, we all had each other back, and we was always fighting together, and just trying to find the ways to make it happen, make it work.
So y'all shared this special moment together, hoisting up that big old trophy down in New Orleans, and I got a chance to be around. First, Coach, how did it feel to share that with these young men that work so hard?
Look, first off, those guys made it pretty easy to call plays. That, you know, that's a testament to them. And
you know, you could have robbed every house that night.
You know, it was fun every week going out there because, you know, sometimes it didn't matter what play was called, they were gonna make things happen. So, you know, obviously a lot of went into it to making them successful, but you know, just what those guys went through that season. You know, there's a lot of injuries, there's a lot of up and downs, especially on the offensive side. You know, there was a lot of things going on, and just the week leading up to it was rough, and just to see those guys pull through, and it was, you know, they wanted the championship. It was championship or bust for those guys because, you know, they were there the year before and it didn't happen. And
right.
It meant that they were ready to take the trophy home when they did that. So,
man, I saw
a special moment.
I saw the tears in their eyes, and that look lasted till we got back to the dome again. But how special was that for you to win it in your senior year? Not only that, but to share it with Coach Cody and the rest of the staff that meant so much to you guys.
Having that accomplishment, it meant a lot. You know, especially I think the thing for us was, you know, especially that week, it didn't seem like things were going our way. You know, a lot of us was sick and had the flu, and we had serious things going on, and we just came together and realized, like, we ain't going out like that again. We gotta make the city. We gotta make history again. You know, we gotta get this dub for the city, for all the hard times we had, all the hard practices, all the blood, sweat, and tears. It all leads up to this, and it's our senior year, and we gotta go out with a bang.
Well, man, I sure enjoyed it because I was on that ride with you guys, and I enjoyed it myself because, you know, I say this, Coach, biggest thing I love about these young men, you never heard anybody like boasting down the hallway. You know, I would tell the community, I said, you know, it's funny, you're walking down the hallway and you don't hear one single player hollering about, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we are this. Everybody was like, just a normal day at school and leading up to the game, but great year for our little dog. But Coach, you want to share anything funny about BJ?
No, I'm sure I get to name a few. I'm just proud of, you know, you're able to, you know, and you know, my son's here, but my son enjoys.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, enjoys watching BJ on TV, and we need to. No, he's not gonna come up.
He don't want to come up. You told me that though. I was trying to get
He's
it.
not coming up. No, just proud and proud to see him succeed, because he put in a lot of hard work, and and you knew that it was only a matter of time before he was in there. It was his freshman year. So, man, I don't know. I could probably think about a few, but I can't think of any right now. I just knew that whenever we needed BJ to do something, he was always willing to do it. No matter what play we called, no matter the situation, he was ready to go. And it was just a testament to those guys, their hard work for 4 years of putting in work and just succeeding.
Well, man, it paid off. Y'all did an outstanding job with these guys that particular season, and you're doing an outstanding job now. So, man, anything you want to touch on that people Sports Talk you would like to share with them that they don't know about Brent Gordon, or anything in the future that you want them to know about Brent Gordon?
I mean, not necessarily.
All right, all right. So, let me ask this. If you could play one more year of football back in high school, okay? I already know you won the pivotal. Would you take him back, Coach?
Absolutely.
Would you come back one more year?
For sure.
All right, we might have to work on that and get him back for 1 more year. No, I'll just tease no. But look, man, we want to wish you good luck, Coach Cody. Thank you for coming out. You've always been a supporter of Sports Talk and supporter of these kids and the community. So thank you, and we want to congratulate you on an outstanding season in your first year at the helm as head coach. I think you did an outstanding job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Coach. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Polks, 2685 Grand Point Highway. Call in for your plate lunch orders at 337-454-6279. Some of the best plate lunches on this side of the bayou, baby. Man, Brent, I want to thank you for having us here and coming out and sharing a little time with you. It's going to be, you'll get to see it live on our page, and we're going to rerun it again. And we're going to continue to follow and share these special moments with the community. We did something real quick and fast, but we're going to continue to follow. Now, before we go, let's talk about, you got one more big game. What is the bowl game? The name of the bowl game, and where it's going to be held, and when it's going to be there?
I think it's called Venture Bowl. It's in Mobile, Alabama. It's going to be 8:30 out here and 7:30 over there.
Okay.
It's on Wednesday, May 17th.
Okay. So Wednesday the 17th, Mobile, Alabama, the Cajuns will be in the Venture Bowl, you said?
Yeah, the Ventures.
Venture Bowl down in Mobile, Alabama against Delaware University. Probably be the first time the Cajuns will be facing Delaware more than likely. I've never heard of the Cajuns are playing a team out that far out. But let's talk about the bowl game. What is the mindset of the team so far? I know we got a couple of days, about a week and a half before the game, but what is the mindset of the team so far?
The mindset is really just to make it 5 games in a row that we win, and just to end off on a winning record. How
big would that be for you to go to a bowl game in your first year of college and win it?
I feel like it's going to mean a lot to me, especially the experience and just having another game with the seniors after we've been through so much this year.
All right. Man, you had an outstanding first year at UL. We hope that you continue to prosper and grow as a young man and as an athlete. We wish you well in the bowl game next week, and we'll be rooting for you, man. Go Cajuns, huh?
Yes,
all right. We're here at Polks, 2685 Grand Point Highway. Once again, some of the best plate lunches on this side of the bayou. 337-454-6279. Call Miss Tamika, place your order. Don't forget, she got short orders. Just about anything you need. And some of the best food there around. If you haven't had any, please come out and try it. All right, Brent, it's been an honor having you here today, man, at Polks, his mother's restaurant. So come on out and support Brent Gordon and the family here. From a standout Bulldogs are a rising star with the Raging Cajun. Your journey has inspired this whole entire community. Once I know I speak for the community and for the school, we are proud of your commitment, your character, and the way you represent the city every time you step on the field. Keep grinding, keep shining, my brother. We'll be cheering you on every step of the way. We're looking forward to seeing you next week in the bowl game down in Alabama. I won't be there, but we'll be there in heart and spirit, man. Good luck to you. Brent Gordon, baby, and Polks, supporting this young man, very great person. You really need to be on that bandwagon because he's an adorable young man. This has been Sports Talk. I'm Coach Scotty Burrell at Polks at 2685 Grand Point Highway. Thank you.
Scotty B.
It's Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
Either you can or you don't want.
It's Sports Talk with Scotty Burrell.
We go hard in the paint, homeboy, you better bring it. Sports Talk, a conversation with Coach Scotty Burrell. Either you can or you don't want.
Welcome to 2Lee Graphic Visions Design, your trusted creative partner in Lafayette, Louisiana. Serving Acadiana and surrounding areas, we specialize in professional logos, branding, flyers, and event promotions. We pride ourselves on quality, creativity, and personalized service to meet your unique needs. Partner with 2Lee Graphic Vision Design, where your vision becomes powerful.